Welcome to Interpersonal Communication Online. My name is Jim Woodsky. You can call me Jim. And we're going to get rolling with the quarter here. So there's quite a bit of information on this video. I'm going to try and go fast so it doesn't take up a lot of your time, but I do want you to view it. And I'll have at least one video or at least one announcement every week. I'll try to make them video and maybe make them interesting and helpful. So first of all, there's a lot to get done this week. A lot of it is like introduction to the quarter and using some tools that we're going to be using throughout the quarter and just kind of showing you how we can do things differently online than we would in a face-to-face situation. So first of all, welcome. Yeah. So there's two really big keys to being successful in an online class. The first one, and probably the most important one, is organization. When you view the PowerPoint, and you'll need to view the PowerPoint and take the little PowerPoint quiz, it tells you about how much time you should allow for this class. And so you can use that as a guideline. I look back, and every quarter the students that are successful, they fall within that guideline. So I'm using real students' time that they put into the class, and I know that because I have a little timer that tells me how much students are engaged in the class as far as their online work. I know they're doing work outside of class, and so I'm using that as a good gauge to tell you about how much time you should allow for this class. So organization of your time is really important, and I can't stress that enough, that it's really easy to get behind in an online class. I've taken online classes, and I know. So being organized and making sure that you know what is due when and what you're working on is really important. The second most important key component to success in an online class is communication, and especially communication with me. If you don't understand something, if you need clarity, it's my job to provide that clarity for you. So please, please, please don't feel bad about sending me an email or two or three in one day if you need to. I'm really concerned that you understand what my expectations are. I need to know that you have a good understanding of the concepts that we're going to go over this quarter. And the only way we can do that is through you telling me through a video for an assignment or in writing. So some assignments are just writing, some you have a choice, you can do video or writing, but I need to be able to see that you understand those concepts. And sometimes to show me those concepts, they're in a particular assignment, and if you don't understand how to do that assignment, you can't tell me or show me what you know. So I need for you to let me know if you are unclear about how to proceed with an assignment. Simple questions don't bother me. Complicated questions don't bother me. That's my job, is to make sure that you have clarity. So communication with me is really important. Communication with your fellow students is important too, because you're going to be in groups. You're going to be working in groups for some projects. So making sure that you have good communication with the rest of the class is really important. Okay, so let's get on to this week. There's a lot of stuff to do this week. The first thing that I want you to do, if you haven't done it already, is view the PowerPoint. There's some good information about how to be successful in this class on that PowerPoint. Then there's a little quiz afterwards that tells me if you viewed the PowerPoint or not. Excuse me. All right, so make sure that you view that PowerPoint and that you take that quiz. There's an assignment, it's called Find Someone Who, and that's just connecting you with all of your classmates, okay? So it's one way that gets you connected with everybody in the class. There's a textbook activity. It's pretty simple. Preview the text. This isn't a reading of the whole text and giving it an evaluation. It's a quick look through it and your observations of it. There are two really important, I set them up in assignments, but they're really guides for you. One is called Quiz Requirements. That's really important. It gives you an idea of my expectations for when you take a quiz. And we have a quiz for Chapter 1 that's due this week, so make sure you view that document. And then if you have questions, send me an email so I can answer that before you attempt that quiz so that you can be successful. And the next one that's really important, and again, it's a guide that'll be there the whole quarter, is the Guide to Assessment Construction Online. Okay, so assessments are activities that also have to do with chapters. And they're a particular way to have you show me that you understand the concepts from a chapter. In a nutshell, you're going to choose a scene from a popular television show or film, use that scene to illustrate terms from the chapter. Again, there's a really good document, the Guide to Assessment Construction online. It has step-by-step how to do each of the sections, and then it has an example of how to be successful. Okay, so those are two really important documents, quiz requirements and the Guide to Assessment Construction. There's also an intro activity, so tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then post that online to discussions, and then make sure that you're viewing a few other folks. I think you have to view at least 5 other people and make a comment, a significant comment about their introduction to the class. Okay, and then finally we have chapter 1. I know some of you may not have your text yet, and that's okay because I provided chapter 1 for you online in an announcement. So take a look at that and read through that chapter and take the quiz. Again, look at quiz requirements before you take that quiz so that you can be successful in taking that quiz. I think that's all I'm going to talk about now because that's a lot for you to chew on. So I'll be back on, and if you have questions, please, I can't emphasize this enough. You need to email me or come by my office. Either one is good, so we can chat and make sure that you're very clear about how to be successful in this class, online, and even with particular assignments. Okay, so I'll talk to you real soon. Have a great week.